Okay, guys, we are going to the hospital. Not to the hospital because there's a medical emergency, thank God, but because doing research. When you get ready to buy a home, you should visit the nearest hospital. Why? Because that is a major component of an area that you're going to choose to live in and invest in long term. The hospitals, the school system, the surrounding area are major components that you need to research and physically visit, in my opinion. Now, obviously, you need to look online for reviews of the hospital and get feedback, but also the community around the hospital will tell you a lot. Why? Because the doctors and the nurses live within the community. So you want to see the type of community and the type of doctors and how they're living. So this is Jupiter, Florida, one of the nicest areas in Florida. This is we're going to turn into Jupiter Medical Center. So if you were going into the emergency room and you lived in this area, this is what it would look like. Now, you'll know from doing some research, again, that Jupiter is a pristine area, very wealthy area. Tiger Woods, Celine Dion live in these type of surrounding areas. But I just doing a drive-through, okay, because you want to get perspective, okay? If you had a broken leg, if you had the coronavirus, what would it look like going into the nearby hospital? And that's something that you should do, okay? How does it feel? How does it look? Again, with regards to the medical care, with regards to reviews, you need to research online. There's no exact science there, but you can get more data online. But I think there is value in physically just driving by the hospital, physically driving by the surrounding area to see where the doctors and nurses would live. What type of lifestyle do they live? And it'll say a lot about who, when you're a doctor or nurse, you're going to choose to work usually in a nice area. Why? Because you have to live there with your family. So, it's just very important, I say, to visit these type of places that many people don't think of, and to get a feel for the energy, the culture, okay, and what it looks like. There's no substitute for that. This looks like one of the emergency drive-through areas. So again, we're in Jupiter, Florida, southeast Florida. And I do like this area. This would be one of my top areas. This is in Palm Beach County. And there are surrounding medical buildings, like most areas, next to a hospital that cancer research, cancer patients, minor surgery. So usually next to hospitals are different like health and wellness programs for different types of diseases or elements that you may deal with. So just to get a feel, I'm just driving around. I want to share this with you and mainly just share the principle. Again, you're not getting all the data because you're not interviewing doctors, you're not interviewing patients, and it doesn't tell you everything, but it tells you something. And you want to know proximity, obviously, also, where do you plan to buy a house? Drive from your potential house and then drive to the hospital. How long does it take? How long would it take an ambulance? That's something that it matters because it's a major infrastructure component of housing is the hospitals and the school systems. Now, Jupiter High School is not far from here. It's about 5 minutes, so they're very close. Now, even if you don't have kids, I don't have kids, but people who buy houses, I would say 80%, if not more, 80% of people who buy houses are families. So families want to know about school systems and they want to know about hospitals because they're going to have their babies in a hospital. And then when their babies get older, they're, going to go to a school. So those are major components. And there's a little bit of wildlife on the side here. There's a couple of geese. But this is a beautiful area. It seems nice on the outside. You know, most hospitals in decent areas seem nice on the outside, so there's only so much you can tell, but you can tell something. Okay, you can get a feel. It's beautiful weather. It's 85 degrees Fahrenheit. We're at the end of November here, 2020. You get a perspective. You see there's a duck getting ready. Why did the duck cross the road? To get on YouTube. You want to cross? You see that duck there? You want to cross, Lemon? All right, I'll keep going, then I'll let you sit. But, yeah, it looks like this is a side entrance, not the emergency entrance. We went through the emergency entrance. So, like I said, God forbid you would never have to go to a hospital. But certainly, have I ever been to a hospital? Yeah. For what? For stitches. I was in a car accident. I got hurt a couple times playing sports. I had chest pains one time when I had worked out too much and I was starting to change my diet. I'd had to go to the emergency room and get all the heart work. Come to find out I just had nerve damage, but that was a very stressful experience. So we're getting ready to exit here. So it's you know, small little campus there for the major hospital there, Jupiter Medical Center in Jupiter, Florida. And obviously in the surrounding area is very nice. I would say upper class community. A lot of doctors, dentists, and surgical procedure offices in the surrounding area. So you get a feel. Okay, here's another like little side thing. This is a sleep and hospice center to our right. So you know, they have like different medical buildings here. And here's another like set of medical buildings here, LabCorp, dental, different things like that. So either way, I just hope these videos help you. I definitely want to get across the point that, you know, these are the things that you want to look at if you're going to get planted in a community. Because at a certain point, even as a nomad, look, I think about getting planted. Why? Because, you know, I think after you visit a certain amount of areas, you know what areas you like most. You spend most of your time there. So at a certain point, you may want to get committed to one particular area. Now, you may not, but even if you're traveling as a nomad, I think you should always want to know what type of area you're in, what type of medical care is in that area, and what you're going to get. Okay, so again, it's always a little bit of a crapshoot, right? As far as, you know, you can get admitted to a hospital and you could have one bad experience with one bad nurse, one bad doctor, and no one wants to go to the hospital. So it's always like a bad experience. But either way, just sharing with you another video, another perspective. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my members. Gratitude. If you'd like to support the channel, if the channel helps you in some way, click that blue join button. You'll get unlimited access to all my live feeds. Click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Check out my playlist. It talks about moving to Florida. It talks about the nomad life. It talks about all the different things I've learned in my life. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next one.